crypto market is moving, but the money is moving within that. If you look for the total market cap, we are still at $1.1 trillion. And what's happening right now? Those assets which actually pumped the last day is correcting, and that money is being moved on to another asset. You see a lot of different assets pumping right now. And the good thing here is XRP is trying to join that party. You can see that the RSI broke higher and we are moving up. Fundamentally, when we are looking at this, yes, there is a lot of good news, positivity is around the corner, but the numbers are now starting to look even better. We can actually see a lot of money coming back into the market, and what we really want to see is something like this happening. Say we were looking at this particular asset saying, okay, there is a possibility that we are going higher, right? Now we are looking at that and it already popped after that, and we are like, okay, it already went to 0.3. So volume is important. As soon as the volume jumps in, you need to see that the price of asset is pumping. So we are looking at XRP to see like where XRP is actually going. Now, short term, we are still at the resistance. We have not yet broken that. We are trying to do that, agreed, but we have not yet done that. One of the important points there would be like, okay, what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin can actually push higher to test 25 and then 30,000, that means you're going to literally observe XRP traveling all the way up to $1. Once we break this resistance, we're going to observe that XRP is starting to rally because it's going to get more momentum. Now, this is a log scale chart. If you actually remove that and look a little bit into the history, this is something we actually can watch. Now, what is common here? If you are observing what happened back in the day here with one pump and then coming back down for another one, correcting back down before you go up, you kind of actually get something similar here. You go up, you're coming back down. It seems like you're starting another one. And if that is true, then we are actually looking at a possibility of a move like this. Now, why is that? Because here the market actually moved. If you pick the bottom there, it's something close to like a 75-78% move first, and then it did a 250. So what we are trying to look at here is what the market has done. And I'm like, okay, that looks a lot similar to my eyes. And if this plays out, now your target is going to be like 240% move. Now, if we plot that 240% move comes all the way above $1. Now, that's one of the reason why I'm saying like, okay, when Bitcoin is going to continue to the upside to test this resistance, we are going to observe XRP coming close to $1. Now, is that it? No, we are actually going to blast off. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10%. Now, we were actually discussing like this, right? There is a lot of different opportunities evolving in the market. We are seeing a lot of different assets breaking higher, moving towards the target, hitting the targets. All of those are happening in this market. Because when you look for opportunities based on what the market likes, meaning the shift in volume and then combining it with the technicals, you are literally looking for a lot of different opportunities. You are now watching these coins doing 10% a day on a regular basis. Some of them are actually doing much, much higher than that, 30-40% a day. Now, that's going to be really hard to catch one precise asset doing that. But if you are in 3 or 4 assets for a week, now you have a higher odds based on the technicals. If you select that asset well, now you are actually literally looking at an asset which is going to pump. So when you are in XRP and your aim is to increase the number of units you hold in XRP, now, yeah, XRP itself is going to go up, but you can also use other assets to increase your purchasing power in XRP. Say you have, imagine 1 million units of XRP. Now, you can take 10% of that, trade it, and generate more profits to buy this. Or just sit with that number of units you have, be patient, and take profits as it goes up. Now, we literally have looked at this a lot of times. So we're not actually trying to repeat that, but understand this break here is going to be so important for XRP that the price will respect that level. We may have a retest, but we are going to see a bounce. Now, with that, keep in mind, Bitcoin's movement in the market is going to be really important. Remove all this, just look at the price action. You just saw Bitcoin doing these here. Bullish soldiers. The price gaining momentum every single day. This is a daily chart, so you are watching that. Then slowing down here with a little bit of consolidation and then breaking that again to the upside. So the market is actually suggesting you that bulls are in control. Now, to get a bit more clarity, you can go on different time scale chart and you're like, okay, this is something what the market is showing you here. And it just clearly, now, if you're on a 4-hour chart, you'll actually get even more volatility or noise in the market. So that now you understand like, okay, what was happening there. The market actually showed you like, okay, I'm making a bearish pattern. Then what happened? The market actually dropped. But this drop happened to be just 4%, which is not a big deal considering this is crypto market. Then you came back above the moving average, you started bouncing. So now the question is like, okay, when you are looking at the same asset on a daily, where are you right now? Meaning the price compared to the moving average. Now you are starting to run a little bit ahead of time, right? Whenever we see that happening, whether to the downside or to the upside, we see that the price consolidates some time for the moving average to catch up, or the price actually go back, touch the moving average, and then continue that pattern. So if we put that into the normal perspective, what we are looking at is like, okay, this range has been broken, which is a good news. So if we see a pullback here, that's going to be really great. Say Bitcoin come back all the way down to 21 to test that range and bounce, which is going to be really healthy. Otherwise, what we are going to see is Bitcoin go up first. Now, I can be wrong in this one, but I personally think we may actually go higher, test that level, come back down, retest this, and then break this level towards 30,000. Now, that's going to be a macro level for this particular asset. But imagine now this is playing out. If you are in XRP or any different altcoin, what are you looking at? If this is moving down, you are literally going to see a lot of opportunities popping in. Now, you can use different ideologies in trading, different understanding. Right now, if you use Heikin-Ashi, it's suggesting you, okay, I'm still moving to the upside. Daily candle shows you that even the next day most likely is going to be green. Fine. Now, if you take that idea and you're actually breaking into a 12-hour chart, a 4-hour chart to see where is this right now? Are we starting to go down? Even the 4-hour is showing you, I agree with the daily chart, which is the higher time frame structure. Then both of that, when both of that is bullish, now we are going to look at 1-hour chart. If you are trading the market, you want to see what's happening. And it's like, okay, even the hourly chart is staying above the moving average. One thing. And for me personally, look at the moving average. Is that pointing to the upside, neutral, or to the downside? That's really important to understand. When it becomes neutral, it shows correction has started. You have an A, B, C happening. Fine. Now that's an hourly chart, so it's not a big deal. It's like 5 to 10%. It's not hurting your portfolio. It's giving you much more opportunity. And at times, you actually happen to see this ABC happening in a different way. Like this, say you drop, next one cannot push lower because the buyers are becoming so strong. So you get a double bottom. So market actually gives you all the signals. It's important for you to understand what the market is suggesting. Now, one of the easiest things for you to do is go onto this, go take Bitcoin and use a Ranko chart here. It actually shows you weekly. Bitcoin is starting to show you to the upside. One of the main benefit with Ranko chart is it kind of, even before the first candle actually closes, it gives you the thought process of next candle is most likely going to this direction. Fine. Now we actually go on a daily chart to actually see what is happening. One of the main benefit with Ranko is once it's green, you are saying that the next candle is going to be green until it shows you a red. Now, when you are in a bearish momentum, you do that with red. You say whenever you get a red, you say, okay, this is going to be red. The next candle is going to be red. But look at how the momentum is actually shifting. Here you have actually broken this to the upside. The RSI is showing that you are moving to the upside. So you have odds suggesting that the next candle can move to the upside. Look at this. Even before this candle is closed, this allows you to see what the next candle is going to be most likely, right? You now get a higher odds there. Now you come back to this one. Great. Same perspective for XRP. What is it going to be? You're not changing anything. You're keeping it the same. You're looking for a 4-hour chart. It is still in green. The last candle here is in green, which suggests most likely the next candle is also going to be in green. But first we need to know what the daily candle is showing you. It's in green. Then you're looking for a weekly candle. It's in green. So most likely this week is going to be in green and the next one also in green. For that to happen, now you're going to see like, okay, what's the short-term scenario like? It's showing you red, which means next hour is also most likely going to be a corrective one where you have room to correct back down to this range. This is going to be a support, 0.41. Now, is that really going to hurt you if you are in the market? No, it's just 2%. It's nothing, right? In crypto, we are observing massive run-ups and massive corrections. So this is literally not going to impact you. What does impact you is that when the RSI is suggesting that I'm going to the upside, I'm trending to the upside. If you go against this, now that's literally going to impact you. Look at this. The RSI already showed you that I'm trending higher because the RSI gave the clarity that I'm breaking higher here. What happened? The price broke higher after that. So the RSI is kind of a leading indicator for me. I believe that, and it is kind of working fine. Now, take that and go on to a monthly chart. It shows you like, okay, this month has been corrective. Bulls have not started controlling this. So we still have like 7 days more. Now, what's important to understand here is this is Heikin-Ashi chart, which means the next candle will be starting from the midpoint of the current candle. So this one right now is getting so much screwed that if the next candle is starting at 0.39, which is the midpoint of this candle, then the current price is already 0.42. Say even if we remain at 0.4, next month is showing you I'm going to be bullish. So now that's a change. Next month and the month after that is most likely going to be green. So for XRP and XRP holders, the month of February and March is going to be a huge one. We need to first see where this candle closes. It's only like 7 days left in this month to watch how this is evolving. One of the main benefit with that is the weekly candle shows you next week is going to be green. So if you are staying above 0.4, why I say that? Because when you are taking the midpoint of this candle, it's close to 0.4. So you're opening on 0.4. And if you want to still stay green, you are above 0.4. Maybe most likely you're going to test 0.5 or even test towards the 0.56, 0.57 resistance range, which again shows you we are going bullish, we are massively bullish, and indicators are clearly suggesting that macro is changing. And when the macro structure changes, you never go against it. One of the important things which we have to understand is the MACD tried to cross to the downside, but it did not. Instead, it bounced off. Now, as it is bouncing, it's showing you one pattern. This is important. You are literally now getting a inverse head and shoulder pattern in the MACD, because last time when it actually gave you a head and shoulder pattern, that played out. That did play out, right? Now, if this is what MACD is suggesting you, I would say, okay, great. Let's stay with MACD. We understand that the MACD is suggesting you something positive. Now we want to look at the RSI and see during the same time, what did the RSI show you last time? Now we are going back here. This is that peak. You want to actually see what the RSI suggested you. RSI was saying, okay, I'm making a lower high. I'm starting to trend lower, or the strength in buyers is reducing. And at the same time, the market, it happens to be a higher high. So you got a divergence. Great. Now we are looking for what the RSI is suggesting us right now. The price is here at the bottom. It's not moving up, down, it's stable. But look at the RSI. What is it showing you? RSI is saying, no, I'm bullish, I'm moving higher. It still has bullish divergence, which is even better actually. Now, why is that? Because when you actually go into the market to see what happened last time, if you are in a microstructure, say a daily or 4 hour, you can literally go back in time and see what was happening. Say here, when you made the bottom, the RSI suggested, I'm trending to the upside. It continued to trend to the upside. Something was different. Again, here you made a bottom, but then what happened? The RSI was making a higher trend. You went up. Now, whether this is going to be a short-term run or the macro run will depend on whether you're breaking a macro level or not. Here, with any more pump, with even a 5% move, you're literally breaking through this resistance. Now, if you are so conservative, what you can actually do is like say, okay, I'm literally going to look for the standard deviations. Now, if you have a deviation here, so you're trying to cover that to the upside and to the downside and say, okay, once the price move above 0.46, I'm bullish. This actually breaks to the upside. Now the measured move is so high, I think the price is going to do another 100% after that breakout. So literally you're talking about a dollar perspective from there, and anyone who is depressed because the price of XRP is not doing well, you will start to get smile on your face. Most likely you'll start to see that change in your mood, attitude, saying, okay, something is happening. Finally, the market is slowly coming towards me. That's something we are all waiting for. But during that same time, if you happen to be looking into this market for different opportunities, saying, okay, Bitcoin is breaking through this range. I'm seeing a lot of new money coming in. I'm seeing a lot of different assets starting to break higher. I'm seeing a lot of different assets showing huge opportunities with a lot of increase in volume, because you can actually note how they are moving. One asset has like say 2 million in daily trading volume in the morning session, and it's going up to 10 in the evening session. That means a lot of new people are coming in. And if you observe that a pattern is breaking out and the measured move is much higher, now that's an opportunity for you. And if you want those kind of updates right away as I see that, with the fundamentals, technicals, and all detailed explanations, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where we actually discuss through all this. When it actually hits our target, we go back, we highlight that, okay, this target has been hit. So now you actually get that idea. Remember back in the day when we were talking about XRP, like a month back, we were saying like, okay, look at this. I believe that XRP is going to come back to 0.43. Now where are we? We are at that junction. Now the next thing is 0.5. Let's see, in a week to 3 weeks, most likely we will be hitting that. Now, if that happens today or tomorrow, great. But if it's taking another 2-3 weeks, it's okay, because the market structure is showing you there can be a little bit of correction. Now, that's from the Bitcoin side with my sentiment. But the charts are suggesting me, no. The next week is going to be double bullish, because you already broke about the 21-day moving average on a weekly. You're bullish on the weekly. The MACD is suggesting the upside. Remember, everything we talked about stays true. So here your moving average is coming to the downside, but at this junction, it's neutral. So it was trending to the downside. Now it started becoming neutral. So most likely you're going to get an impulse to the upside and then a correction. Agreed. We will see a correction in the market for sure. Now the primary question is like, okay, do we have enough room to reach this range price to the moving average? We have a lot of room. So most likely we may consolidate here like this, which means we may stay here for some time, allowing the moving average to reach that range. Or we'll go up and then correct back down. And that correction can be heavy. Like we just watched that here, the correction was like 20%. That can happen. So when you're in leverage trades, make sure you understand where you enter, where you have your stop loss, and how leveraged you are. If you're doing a 50, 100, massive leverage, that's going to be damaging for your portfolio if you really don't understand what the market is actually suggesting you. The market is going to go for a correction. Now that's going to hurt you because you know that the market moves and you really don't know whether it's going to move to the upside or to the downside. So when you're trying to make that judgment, take your time, go through the patterns, go through the volume, go through the fundamentals, and if it has the fundamentals and the market is understanding that and money is coming into that asset and you see best possibility in the technical side, that's a great call for you. And if you really want that, it's fine. You are jumping into that trade and exiting at the right time. Because once you hit that range, the price action is going to go back. Remember, we were trading Hydra. We did a 100% move and we hit 0.85. Now look at where the price is. Here it shows 0.79, but in Binance, it actually went to 0.85. In eToro, it was like 0.89. So if you are looking at this, from that range, it corrected back. Now, where is it actually going? Most likely, it's going to come back somewhere here to 0.6 and then start moving back up. Now, the price of this asset moved so much in that short period of time, it does need some cooling off and then it will bounce back up. So if you are looking for a re-entry, we will also be looking for the same and we will be updating that in the group. So guys, if you received value for your time, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.